Heartbreaking details surrounding Naomi Judd's death. They've been released. Less than 1 month after the country star was found dead at the age of 76, one day before the Judds were inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Naomi's daughter Ashley joined Diane Sawyer on Good Morning America, where she bravely opened up about her mother's struggles with mental illness, confirming that she died by suicide.
My mother knew that she was seen and she was heard in her anguish, and that she was walked home. When we're talking about mental illness, it's very important and to be clear and to make the distinction between our loved one and the disease. It's very real. My mother, our mother, couldn't hang on until she was inducted into the Hall of Fame by her peers. I mean, that is the level of catastrophe of what was going on inside of her, because the barrier between the regard in which they held her couldn't penetrate into her heart, and the lie that the disease told her was so convincing.
And it's the lie that you are not...
That you're not enough, that you're not loved, that you're not worthy. And, I mean, her brain hurt. It physically hurt.
That's hard.
Ashley went on to disclose how Naomi decided to end her life while discussing why she and her family decided to speak publicly about the cause of death before the autopsy report. Now, a warning, everybody, these details are incredibly traumatic.
And I'm tasked with an exceedingly difficult task in disclosing the manner of the way my mother chose not to continue to live. And I've thought about this so much because once I say it, it cannot be unsaid. And so, because we don't want it to be a part of the gossip economy, I will share with you that she used a weapon. Mother used a firearm. So that's the piece of information that we are very uncomfortable sharing, but understand that we're in a position that, if we don't say it, someone else is going to. I visit with my mom and pop every day when I'm home in Tennessee. So I was at the house visiting, as I am every day. And Mom said to me, "Will you stay with me?" And I said, "Of course I will."
Ashley went outside to bring in a comforting person who had arrived. When she came back,
I went upstairs to let her know that the friend was there, and I discovered her. I have both grief and trauma from discovering her. My mother is entitled to her dignity and her privacy. And so there are some things that we would just like to retain as a family. And so I want to be very careful when we talk about this today, that for anyone who is having those ideas or those impulses, to talk to someone, to share, to be open, to be vulnerable.
Oh, this takes my breath away.
It's extremely heartbreaking. She goes on in the interview to say that she currently is dealing with grief and the trauma from discovering her mom. We definitely have some comments. Some people, Civil Studios is saying, I'm surprised Ashley's sharing that much detail, but it could help a lot of people out there. They are not alone. And Martavius is saying, this is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I appreciate being transparent about this, because this is the reality of a situation like this. And I think with her even saying, with all the gossip out there, she wanted to be the one to clarify what really happened. And hopefully the speculation and all the, listen, we see what's going on in the news, and this was shocking news to so many fans, but people are wondering what happened. That's just people and their curiosity. So she's setting the record straight.
Yeah, I think it's so incredibly hard because they're such a public family.
That's it, right?
And they have shared so much. And so she recognizes that that's not just going to stop today. No. And that's the danger with putting your life out there for all to see, is that when things get really hard, that she understands that people are still going to want to know. But I think it's incredibly brave, and I understand why she did it. But it's incredibly difficult. My heart goes out for her and the family and their extended family. It's brutal.
This, and knowing that this just happened, and they're still dealing with it. Just
But
seeing
on
the
a-
images, right?
She brought so much joy into
So
this
much
world,
joy.
and I think that's one thing that she would want people to also focus on.
Yeah.
The amount of joy that she spread, the love that she gave her daughters, the opportunity, and the light that she put out to everybody, and that's something that we have to remember, not just this moment,
Absolutely.
but all the good that she did, and the way her voice kind of hit so many different people.
Absolutely. And Carla is saying the Judd family will be saving so many lives by coming out with this. And of course, if you or someone you know may be suffering from mental health struggles, there's always people that you can reach out to. The Canadian Association for Suicide Prevention, Depression Hurts, and Kids Help phone all offer ways of getting that help.